Energy, energy. Jai Shree Swaminarayan.
Jai Shree Swaminarayan.
Yes. What is Vachnamrut? Vachnamrut. Vachan, Amrut. Vachan means words. Amrut means nectar. When we say others believe that we are giving a lecture. When we speak, others believe we're giving a lecture. When Swami speaks, it's called Katha or Ashirvachan. But when Maharaj speaks, it's Amrut Vachan. Vachanamrut is like Amrut. You need to consume it and apply it. You don't become immortal when you look at the Amrut. You have to consume it.
Jai Swaminarayan. The katha today that Swami recited was on Vachnamrut. The scripture for Satsangit is very important because Swaminarayan Bhagwan answered questions and asked questions, which have been recorded by Santos. There are 273 Vachnamruts. Each one details the date, time, and place setting. Also, they are clearly described what Bhagwan was wearing each time. Bhagwan mainly wore white clothes and depending on the time of day, morning or evening. He was dressed in full outfit of pajamas, and the location was usually sitting under a tree or on the bank of a river or pond. He also sat next to wells. The rest of the group will talk about the santos and places.
Jai Swaminarayan. I will be talking about all the santos. I'm going to start with Muktanand Swami. Muktanand Swami's birth name was Mukundas. When he was small, he wanted to go on yatra, but his parents didn't let him. For this reason, he pretended to be Pagal. He had an Akashvani when he was on the yatra, and that led him to Tulsidas. Everyone was talking about Ramanand Swami when Tulsidas was Mukundas's guru. So Mukundas thought that he might want to go with Ramanand Swami as well. Tulsidas didn't want Mukundas to make Ramanand Swami his guru. So Mukundas then pretended to become Pagal again, and so he was allowed to be guru with Ramanand Swami. Gopalanand Swami. Gopalanand Swami's birth name was Kushal Bhatt. When he was small, he gave laddu to Ganpati in a mandir, and Ganpati basically physically eats it. Yeah, he has a Akshar Swarup. This means there has two Swarups. One is to serve Bhagwan constantly, and the second one is formless and is the substance of Atma. In Sanskrit, it's called Chaitanya. Brahmanand Swami. Brahmanand Swami's birth name was Ladulpan. He was born in a village called Khan in Rajasthan. He used to sing songs to Rajas and was called Rajkavi. He heard about Bhagwan, so he got sent by Vajra Singh Raja to test if Bhagwan is real or not. He thought that if he is real, Bhagwan will give a black sal to him and give a full nahar. Bhagwan did all of that. Then he took Diksha and was temporarily called Shree Rangdas. He changed his name because Shree Rangdas couldn't fit in any of the kirtans. Nityanand Swami. Nityanand Swami was born in Dantiya and was the knowledge holder of all Shastras. His birth name was Dinmani Sharma. He saw Bhagwan's teeth and found out that he is actually Bhagwan. Sukhanand Swami. Sukhanand Swami's birth name was Jagannath. He was born in Dabhan, and Bhagwan liked Dabhan because of the mango tree, the Dabhan bull, and Sukhanand Swami. He always dictated Bhagwan and he wrote down everything he said. He also wrote many letters. Jai Swaminarayan.
Jai Swaminarayan. Energy, you lost it already. Jai Swaminarayan. There we go. So far you have heard the structure of the Vachnamrut and all about the santos that wrote them. Well, now you're going to hear about the different Vachnamruts that have been written and said. These are the ones that Bhagwan chose to be in the final print.
Jai Swaminarayan. I will talk to you about Panchada and Gadara. So in Panchada, so does anyone know the king at that time? Anyone? No. Right. So the king at that time was Jinabai, or also known as Hemansi Raja. So what did Bhagwan do in Panchada? So Bhagwan visited Panchada a lot of times and gave a lot of teachings in sabhas that he kept. And all the teachings that he gave, the santos made 7 Vachnamruts from them. In Panchada, he also plays Ras Garba with all his Hari Bhaktas. So in Gadara. So in Gadara's Vachnamruts, there are 3 parts to it. So there's a Pratham, which is the start, there are 78 Vachnamruts, Madhyam, which has 67 and is the middle, and Anthya, which has 41 and is the end. So I will talk about Gadara's Pratham Prakran 5. It says, Dhyan karta Bhagwan na dekhai, to dhyan na chhodni. Doing dhyan is really hard, but we should never give up, as dhyan is really useful and it can take away all the unuseful thoughts from your brain. This applies in everyday life, as if you are given a task, then you should try your best to fulfill the task without giving up. Put your hand up if you have given a task and you haven't fulfilled it. So this is really bad, as until you don't try to do the task with your hard work, then you won't learn. Thank you.
Jai Shri Swaminarayan. Jai Shri Swaminarayan. So today I'm going to be talking about Saranpur and Karyani. First of all, I'm going to be talking about Saranpur. So here are some interesting facts. Did you know that the main murti of Hanuman Dada was installed by Gopalan Swami? Then Gopalan Swami touched the murti with a rod and it came to life and started to move. In Saranpur, Bhagwan did 18 Vajramuts, and today I'm going to be talking to you about my favorite one. Vajramut 16, reason for discrimination in God's favor. On the day of the Vajramut, Bhagwan was wearing all white clothes, and Premanand Swami asked the question, when Rishi Narayan performed Tap for the people of Bharatkhand, how is it then all the people didn't follow the path of salvation? And Shree Maharaj answered that Rishi Narayan only performed Tap for the people who followed the path of devotion. Now I'm going to be talking about Karyani. In Karyani, Bhagwan did 12 Vajramuts, and today I'm going to be talking about the 4th Vajramut. God gave Jiv in the body. God is omnipresent. This means that He is everywhere. It was early in the morning and He was facing north. He was dressed in all white. Sriji Maharaj asked Brahmanand and Nityanand Swami, can a person who is ill-tempered, cannot be calm, and any state be called a Swami? Both the Swamis replied, no, he cannot become a Swami. Then Muktanand Swami said that a devotee might feel angry and dislike towards other devotees. So what is the solution for this feeling? Bhagwan said that a devotee who is dedicated his devotion to God has no feelings like this. So if you become angry, then you should devote yourself to God, and all the poisons internally or externally will disappear.
Jai Swaminarayan. So today I'll be talking about Vartal and Bhavan. Firstly, I'll be talking about Vartal. So I'll talk about where Bhagwan sat in all the chapters of the Vachnamrut from Vartal. There were 4 main places where Bhagwan sat, and those were, and you probably know, along the banks of the river Gomti, inside the Shree Lakshminarayan Mandir, around the campus of the Lakshminarayan Mandir, and in front of the main Mandir. So, what Swaminarayan Bhagwan wore in the Vachnamrut, he usually wore white clothes, but sometimes he also wore things like a blue reto,
around his waist, orange wig decorated with gold threads around his head, a yellow silver. Also, he once sat with a beautiful decorated umbrella with a golden egg-shaped top piece during one of his sessions. So when Swaminarayan Bhagwan was in Vartal, he was asked a lot of questions, and the people who asked questions were people like Muktanand Swami, Gopalanand Swami, Nityanand Swami, Sukhmani Swami, Brahmanand Swami, and Hari Bhaktas. And sometimes Shree Maharaj asked the questions himself. In Vartal, there were 20 Vachnamruts written, and their titles were Nirvika, Samadhi, Realizing God Through the Four Scriptures, the Four Types of Eminent Spiritual People, A Fountain, One Should Never Perceive Maya in God, the Characteristics of Godly and Demonic People, A Spider's Web, How Can One Experience the Nirgun Bliss of God, Destruction of Jiva, etc., etc. Andavad. Now I'll talk about where Bhagwan sat in all the chapters of the Vachnamrut from Andavad. There were 4 main places as well where Bhagwan sat, and those places were inside the Swaminarayan Mandir, in front of the Swaminarayan Mandir on a decorated platform, and a decorated bed seat under the neem tree near the gate of the Mandir, and also while serving food to the santos. In Ahmedabad, he also wore white clothes, but a few times he also wore a pink fetor, a pink pag, a white pag, and a white kiss. So when Swaminarayan Bhagwan was in Ahmedabad, he was asked a lot of questions. Those questions were by Muktanand Swami, Sukhmani Swami, Kubasi, and Prabhuji Dave, and of course Shree Maharaj himself. In Ahmedabad, there were 8 chapters, and they were Extraordinary Dhyan, Performing Puja after washing and bathing, the best bhakta, abundance, worldly responsibilities, the Avatar of Bhagwan, Dharma, Arth, Kam, and Moksha, the cause of all avatars, divine characteristics of Shree Maharaj, and the Prashchit for anger. Thank you. Just
Jai Swaminarayan. Today I will be talking about Aslali and Jetalpur. The Vachnamrut is a compilation of 273 spiritual discourses, and it is divided into 10 sections. The discourses were delivered by Bhagwan Swaminarayan in the last decade of his life in 1819 and 1829 in Gujarati. These discourses were delivered in Gadara, Saranpur, Karyani, Loya, Panchala, Vartal, Aslali, Jetalpur, and Ahmedabad. Aslali. In somewhat 1882, Bhagwan Swaminarayan left Ahmedabad, and reaching Aslali in the evening, Maharaj said, "Whoever incompletely realizes the nature of Bhagwan suffers a great loss. Therefore, a person should strengthen his jnana of Bhagwan." Then Maharaj went into more detail in the flows of his understanding, and he talked about the 3 types of bhaktas. Jetalpur. In somewhat year 1882, about an hour and a half after sunrise on Chaitra Sud 3, Bhagwan Swaminarayan was sitting on a decorated bedstead that had been placed under a tree. He was wearing full white clothes, wearing several garlands of flowers around his neck. He then explained to the entire Sabha about 2 philosophies, and which one was accepted by Mumukshu. He then explained the greatness of a sant and where it lies. On Jetalpur 2, Maharaj described the characteristics of a yati. On Jetalpur 3, he described how to eradicate impure desires. On Jetalpur 4, he described the seva of a bhakta, and on Jetalpur 5, he described the wish of Bhagwan. Swaminarayan Bhagwan had also ordered the construction of a temple in Jetalpur Gam, and also Muli and Durga. Thank you.
Jai Swaminarayan, again. In the lower section of the Vachnamrut, there were 18 Vachnamruts, in which 93 questions, the second largest questions, were asked, which 47 of them were questions Bhagwan asked Santos and Hari Bhaktas to see their views of the Sampradaya. Loya was the home to Surakachan, someone who Bhagwan viewed as a close and loving friend, who used to like making jokes and beat the joke sometimes. For instance, Once when all the sons and Hari Bhaktas were eating with Maharaj, the Papa never came round. And Surakacha, who loves to eat? Who loves to eat here? Hands up, Bhagwan's there, come on, no lying, hands up, hands up. Good. So he made a little story to Maharaj. He said once they were going in the woods and they saw a big snake. So Maharaj asked, how long was the snake? This reply was very, very different, very special. He said the length of the snake was the length from him and the Papradesh. This showed to Bhagwan that Surakacha wanted to ask for papad, but was scared and didn't want to order anyone. My favorite shlok of the Vachnamrut in Loya is the 13th one. Bhagwan says this beautiful shlok. He says, Tat Shruta Shrushta Shrushte Kanva Kundita Dihi Puman Rushim Narayanam Rute Yoshin Magyesh Mayaya. This shlok means someone who is drawn fully within and totally lost in the divine bliss of Narayan. He will enjoy all immunity. Otherwise, he is lost. This shows that the closer you are to Bhagwan, the immuner you are to life challenges. Thank you.
જે બાળકો અત્રે ઊભા છે એમના નામ આપણે વન બાય વન જઈએ ફ્રોમ સ્ટાર્ટિંગ રાઈટ હેન્ડ સાઈડ. પરમ ભગવદીય દક્ષ ઋતુલભાઈ પટેલ, પરમ ભગવદીય ભવ્ય રાજભાઈ પટેલ, પરમ ભગવદીય રુદ્ર સંદીપભાઈ પટેલ, પરમ ભગવદીય યુગ ભૂપેનભાઈ પટેલ, પરમ ભગવદીય ક્રિશ રાજેશભાઈ પટેલ, પરમ ભગવદીય જય હરદીપભાઈ પટેલ અને પરમ ભગવદીય સૌરભ કમલેશભાઈ મકવાણા. આ સાતેય બાળકો આપણા જેમ સોમવાર, મંગળવાર, બુધવાર, ગુરુવાર આ એક વસ્તુ એસ્ટાબ્લિશ કરે છે કે વીકના 7 દિવસ હોય અને આ 7 બાળકો છે. સાતેય બાળકોએ તેમના વિચારો વ્યક્ત કરીને આપણને એક વસ્તુ એ સમજાવી કે મહારાજે 272 જે વચનામૃતની રચના કરી. એક વસ્તુ ખાસ જાણવા જેવી છે કે મહારાજ પૂરા 50 વર્ષ પોતાની જિંદગીના જીવ્યા નથી. મહારાજનું પૃથ્વી ઉપર પ્રાગટ્ય થયું અને પૃથ્વી ઉપરથી મહારાજ પોતે અક્ષરધામમાં પાછા પધાર્યા. મહારાજ નોટ લીવ ઓન ધીસ અર્થ even 50 years. He not completed 50 years. ભગવાને પોતાનું જે પ્રાગટ્ય છે આ પૃથ્વી ઉપરથી 49 વર્ષ અને થોડાક મહિનામાં સંપૂર્ણ કરી અને પોતે ધામમાં પાછા પધાર્યા. એ 49 વર્ષ અને થોડાક મહિનાઓની અંદર મહારાજે સંપ્રદાયની સ્થાપના કરી છે. વિશાળ 6 કે 8 મંદિરોની પોતાના સ્વહસ્તે સ્થાપના કરીને પ્રતિષ્ઠા કરી છે દેવોની. 500 થી પણ વધારે પરમહંસોની એક ફોજ તૈયાર કરી કે જે સંપ્રદાયના ગામો ગામ દેશો વિદેશમાં વિચરણ કરીને સંપ્રદાયમાં ભગવાનનું નામ પાંદડે પાંદડે લખે. તો આપણે વિચારીએ કે ભગવાને 49 વર્ષમાં વચનામૃતની રચના ક્યારે કરી? તો જે વચનામૃતના પરથારાથી લઈ અને એન્ડ સુધી આપણે ખગોળ ભૂગોળ સુધી જઈએ તો ભગવાને પોતાના આયુષ્યના છેલ્લા 10 વર્ષ એટલે કે યર 39 ફ્રોમ 49 છેલ્લા 10 વર્ષનો દશકો છે એમાં જ આ બધા વચનામૃતોની ભગવાને ઉપદેશ કર્યો છે. એની પહેલાં તો ભગવાને ધર્મનો પ્રચાર કર્યો છે, સંતોને દીક્ષા આપી છે, સમાજમાં જે બદીઓ હતી એને નિર્મૂળ કરી છે, એક સત્સંગ સંપ્રદાયની સ્થાપના કરી અને સત્સંગીઓને તૈયાર કર્યા છે. અને પછી ભગવાને એમને ઉપદેશ આપવા સારું શાસ્ત્રોની રચના, વચનામૃતની રચના, શિક્ષાપત્રીની રચના પોતાના જીવનના 10મા દશકામાં કહેતા કે જે 39 to 49 યર્સ એ 10 વર્ષના ગાળામાં જ આ બધા શાસ્ત્રોની અને વચનામૃતની રચના થઈ છે. તો આ સાતેય બાળકો ખૂબ જ સિગ્નિફિકન્ટ છે. વીકના 7 દિવસ મંડે ટુ સન્ડે શું દર્શાવે છે કે ભગવાને જે પોતે ઉપદેશ આપ્યો છે, કાર્યાણીમાં હોય, સારંગપુરમાં હોય, લોયામાં હોય, જેતલપુરમાં હોય કે પછી ગઢડા કે અસલાલીમાં હોય, દરેકે દરેક ગામમાં ભગવાને જે ઉપદેશ આપ્યો છે બધાય બાળકોએ જુદા જુદા ગામનો ઉપદેશ ખૂબ જ સુંદર રીતે આપણને વર્ણવ્યો. કોઈ બાળકે આપણને એ જ્ઞાન આપ્યું કે કયા સંતોએ આ જે શિક્ષાપત્રીના જે વચનામૃતના જે વચનામૃત છે એની નોંધ લીધી છે એનું પણ આપણને જ્ઞાન આપ્યું ઇંગ્લિશના માધ્યમથી. તો એ સંતોએ જે મહેનત કરી છે એનો દાખલો આપણે સફળ કરવાનો છે. તો રોજ બની શકે મહારાજે આજ્ઞા કરી કે વચનામૃતનું ખાલી એક પેજ વાંચજો. વર્ષના 365 દિવસ છે, આપનું આખું ગ્રંથ જે છે સંપૂર્ણ થશે, પણ એક પેજ જરૂરથી વાંચજો. જીવનના બધાએ મૂંઝવતા જે પ્રશ્નો છે એનું નિરાકરણ આપણને આ ગ્રંથમાંથી જરૂર અને જરૂરથી મળશે. તો બાળકોનો ખૂબ ખૂબ આભાર. Can take a seat back in the સભા પ્લીઝ. તાળીઓ બધા બાળકોને આપણે વધાવશું અને એમની પાછળ જે મહેનત કરનારા જે